Hey, what's up guys? It's Flex and welcome back. So in today's video, I got a special treat for you guys. Today, I'm going to be upgrading the small screen on this 2016 Mercedes-Benz C300 W205 to a brand new, much larger Android screen. And the cool thing about the Android screen is, one, it's so much bigger, so it looks awesome, but two, it unlocks a lot of cool features, especially with the app, with the internet, with entertainment, you name it. There's a lot of cool functionality that comes with an Android screen. And of course, I got the screen from DMP Car Design. And if you're not familiar with DMP Car Design, they are an online retailer and also an installer for high quality screens for many makes and models of vehicles. Also, they carry a lot of cool, unique products and accessories for many different cars, including this Mercedes. So I want to thank DMP Car Design for sponsoring this video and providing me with the product. And if you want more information about the product in this video, go ahead and use a link in the description below to visit DMP Car Design's website. So because there's so many features on the screen, this video is only going to be an installation video. And in a few weeks, I'll do a full review video talking about all the features and benefits of the screen. So of course, the first thing is let me show you the screen and the kit that's included with the screen, and then we'll get to the install. So here's the kit for the Android screen from that box. And here's what's included. You get the toolkit, you get a bracket to mount the screen to the car, and of course you get the Android screen. You get a GPS receiver, you get a Wi-Fi receiver, you also get a USB input port which is connected to the screen. This right here is the main wiring harness that plugs to the radio, and this end right here is a USB to audio plug. And of course this harness will plug directly to the screen, and it also has a USB input port. And lastly is this cable here, which will plug to the screen, and this blue connection to a connection already on the car. So that's it. Since I'll be working with electrical components, the first thing I want to do is disconnect the battery. I'm going to start by using a pry tool and prying up on the speaker cover that's right behind the screen. Now I'm going to use a Torx screwdriver to remove two Torx screws that are holding the bracket in place for the stock screen. Now I could slide out the old screen and disconnect the two connections on the back of the bracket. Next, I'm going to need to remove the center console, but first I'm going to use a trim tool to remove this silver trim piece. I'm just going to pry up on the sides. And then I'm going to keep prying around while pushing down the center button. Now I can use a Torx screwdriver to remove these two Torx screws. And once those two screws are removed, I can go ahead and lift up on the center console and set it aside. So in using the Torx screwdriver, I'm going to remove these two Torx screws holding the radio in place. And once those screws are removed, I could slide the radio right out. To remove this connection, I'm going to pinch on this tab and I'm going to pull up on it, and it's almost like a latch. And once it's fully off, I could pull the connection right off. So here is the main wiring harness. What I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to remove the satellite radio connection, these two wires right here, and transfer them to the new harness and plug them in the same exact spot right there. And it's really easy to do. Just use a flathead screwdriver to push down on a clip and it'll slide right out. Now I can go ahead and install this connection right on the back of the radio. And for the other part of the main harness, I'm going to connect that to this stock connection that I originally pulled off. Again, it's just pulling a latch down, pushing them together and locking them in place. So this is the USB cable for the audio. I'm going to set that aside for now. And this right here is the connection to the screen. I'm going to need to route that through and out up top. The easy way to do it is inside the vent area. There's this plastic piece you just need to push down and it comes right off. And that will allow extra room to run wires through. Now here's the other cable. I'm going to take the blue connection and connect it to the blue connection that I originally pulled off the original screen. And then just tuck all these wires in. Actually, I'm going to use some duct tape just to kind of tidy things up, just so they're not rattling inside. Now I'm going to take the Wi-Fi receiver and I'm going to sneak the connection in through the radio area and right out top. And now with the GPS receiver, I'm going to do the same exact thing. So here is the bracket. It has two large square openings where I'm going to route the wires through. And that's what I'm going to go ahead and do right now. So there should be two white connections and two metal connections for the two receivers. Okay, so here's a screen. It does have a USB port. I'm just going to sneak that through the bracket. And now I'm going to pull that USB down. I'm going to go ahead and connect all the connectors to the screen. Once they're fully attached, I can go ahead and push the bracket onto the back of the screen. And then I'm going to lift up on these two flaps where there's openings for screws. And there's two included screws in the kit that I'm just going to put in those holes and screw down to the bracket. Next, I'm going to take the USB cable that's attached to the screen and I'm going to route it through the top hole and have it exit where the radio is at. And once that's done, I'm going to click the inside plastic piece of the vent back into place. And now I'm going to temporarily mount the screen by just pushing in the wires and pushing the bracket in place. So before I reinstall the radio, these two receivers I'm going to set aside. I'm probably going to run them to the right passenger footwell. And these three USB cables, including this one for the audio, I'm going to run them all to these center armrests. And I'm going to do that by removing these two Torx screws using a Torx screwdriver. So I'm just going to remove them. And then once the screws are removed, I can lift up on the armrest and slide the three connections right into the armrest. And once they're fully in, I'll secure the two screws. And I'll take the audio USB cable and plug it into the USB port inside the armrest. Now I'm going to go ahead, reconnect the battery and test everything out just to make sure it's working fine. And as you can see, it works perfectly fine. Next, I'm going to test my scroll wheel. So that seems like it's working fine. But if it didn't work fine, what I need to do is actually right here in these two connections. All I need to do is remove these and reattach them on the opposite connection, and that should fix the scroll wheel. So with everything working fine, I can go ahead and slide the radio back into place. Reinstall the two screws holding it in place. And now reinstalling the center console. So as you can see, the center console is fully assembled, the screen's not bolted down yet, and the receivers are here. I'm going to take the Wi-Fi receiver and just install it on the bottom panel here. And then for the GPS receiver, I'm going to route it through the panel, which is held down by two screws from here to here. And I'm going to run it up all the way up here. And then I'm going to install it right next to the rain sensor. Next step is I took the two screws from the original bracket and I'm using it in the new bracket. Push the screen into place. Use a Torx screw to tighten those two screws. Replace the speaker cover, and that's it for the install. I just finished putting everything back together. I reconnected the battery. Now let's go ahead, start the car, and see how the screen looks. And there you have it. So what do you guys think? I honestly love this screen. It looks awesome. It really enhances the look of the interior and brings it to another level. And also at the same time, I'm playing with the screen a lot, so I'm unlocking a lot of cool features that I didn't even know about. And again, if you want more information on the screen or any unique products from DMP Car Design, use a link in the description below. Well, I hope you guys liked the video. If you do, hit like below. As always, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you next time.